Happy Monday, Striver. Let's go. Let's enter this week with some great energy, with some real optimism and buoyancy and good mental, emotional, and spiritual energy to do some good work this week, to show up and serve this week, to lead this week, to care for our families this week, to express our creativity this week, to enjoy this week. Monday is one of those days you either show up and go, I have a million calls, a million obligations, got to take the kids here, don't want to do that, got to go shopping, got to handle this, And it's I have to, or it is what a blessing it is that I have this opportunity of breath today. What a blessing it is that I get another week alive on this planet. What a blessing it is that I can call anyone I want to call this week, my friends, my family, to reconnect with them. What a blessing it is as I can just go learn anything I want right online, right now on YouTube, anything, about anything, ever. What a blessing it is that I can move my goals forward this week. Monday is a day of recognizing blessings and entering the week with gratitude already, or it's a grind, hoping to accomplish everything perfectly and finish the week feeling hopefully perfect and fulfilled because everything went perfect. No, come on, let's do this. Growth Day community, let's level up for a great Monday, a great week. Today's Daily Fire is about a question that I received in the community about how I think about winning the week. Love this question, especially on a Monday. And I guess I keep it kind of simple. I could teach a lot of ways that you can win the week, but I'll answer this one personally because I was asked. I would say 5 things to win the week, at least for me. Number 1, goal orientation. Having goals this week is important to me because I'm somebody, I can meander. I can get distracted. I can go, in 40 different directions at once and feel like I'm actually making progress, but end up at the end of the week nowhere. And so forgive the broken record here, but I'm all about the Friday finishers. What are the goals that I will complete this week by the end of Friday, 5 p.m. my time? What are the Friday finishers, the things I will finish by the end of the week? So I think about that, and then I kind of reverse engineer it and make sure that I've blocked time out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday to enable myself to get those things done. And no, I don't try and crash and burn them all into Friday. It's just that these things will happen this week. And so I'll work those types of goals. But it's a goal orientation. What are your personal and professional goals this week? And then hopefully you also have somewhere visually for yourself about your goals for the month or the quarter or the year. I have a big poster on my wall. I just call it my battle board. It's kind of like my personal development way of organizing my months. And really, it's nothing fancy. It's literally a bunch of calendars. So like 12 boxes on a flip chart. And I just drew out the 12 boxes and I wrote down personal and professional goals for each month and kind of picked dates of where I wanted to achieve them. And I kind of look at that every morning. And by doing that, I'm orienting to myself, oh, right, this is what's important to me. The act of just jumping into my inbox or opening social media or DMs or replies, no. Because remember, the inbox, including your DMs and social media and VMs and your messages, that's nothing but a convenient organizing system of other people's agendas, other people's communication, other people's needs from you. I need you to start the day at some point, especially if you're in a work day, of what are your goals? What are you trying to make happen today, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? What is it? So a goal orientation is how I win the week. Every week, I just kind of connect to my goals and my to-dos and make sure I'm progressing towards them. Number 2, block time. You've heard me teach this and kind of popularize this concept since, honestly, like 2001. Block time is just the idea that you schedule your most important priorities and projects each day and you block out time. And during that time, if it's an hour-long block, nothing else happens but that thing. You don't check DMs, you don't take calls, you don't wander around the house. It's like During that time, that's when you do the thing. If the presentation is due, that's when you do the presentation. If you're building a web page, that's when you build the web page. When you're creating a marketing campaign, that's when that happens. When you're taking the kids, to the park, that's when that happens. And by having some block time, it really helps. It doesn't mean that sometimes you really got to fight for those boundaries. It doesn't mean it's easy to keep them. It doesn't mean everyone else shows up on time. And your day can get really kind of whacked around a lot by other people's agendas, problems, and challenges and dramas and needs. No question. Hello, new parents. Hello, people just hiring people. Hello, those who are in crises. Block time sounds like a luxury to a person living in chaos, and yet it's the very thing that will take them out of the chaotic mind. So make sure you have some block time. Protect it. Work towards it. Every single week, you should think of what are the major needle movers for me this week, and make sure you significantly block out time. For me, I block out my entire morning to actually work, to do things. Very rarely, maybe 1, sometimes 2 days a week, will I talk to anybody in the morning. For me, that's when I'm doing the work. And as a creator and an author, a leader of a bunch of different businesses, someone who's trying to really elevate my own industry and help people elevate in it, it's so easy to get, take all these calls. But instead, that's the time I write. I film the video. I create the thing. I work on the marketing campaign. I reach out to partners. I just really focus that morning to make sure that by the time I hit lunch, I feel like I've gotten the major needle movers outside of any upcoming conversations in the afternoon out of my inbox, off my desk, out into the world. Block time. Third, how do I win the week? I focus on energy. I make sure I have the energy to win the week. Now, I know it's Monday. Did you know your energy right now, as you're listening to this, is a result of course, a lot of different things, right? Genetics, environment, where you're at, what you're trying to focus on, what your attitude is, how well you've taken care of your body. But a huge amount of it is how you've perceived things, what you've eaten, and how much you've moved in the last 72 hours. This is so important for people to learn that, a huge amount of your energy, a incredible amount of energy is based off of your last 72 hours. And again, it's how did you perceive things? Did you feel slighted or upset? Were you in a conflict? Did you feel threatened? Did you feel like things were going great and you had a wonderful time? Did you think of your future and feel connected to it or feel discouraged from the end of last week? So your mindset, how you felt, how you perceived things the last 72 hours really shapes your feeling today. Also, what you ate and of course, what you drank in the last 72 hours really can alter your energy. I'm always telling my clients who have to be on their A game on a Monday, please be thoughtful about what you are consuming over the weekend if you want to be sharp and excellent the upcoming week. As an example, I won't let any of the athletes, and I've coached some of the best in the world on their mindset, I will just tell them, do not party Friday and Saturday. Just don't. Because on Sunday and Monday, it carries into the week, carries into practice. It's just not going to be a good thing. If there's a midweek chance that you can do it, fine. But listen, if you're a professional and you got millions of dollars on the line and your family's future, and remember, athletes often have a very narrow window of time when they get to produce. I'm like, really be careful about what you're eating and consuming so that you can be on your A game. Another thing, of course, is how much you move. Did you exercise? Did you walk? Did you get off the couch? Those things really matter, and I'm really protecting that type of energy. I work out a lot on the weekends to get myself in a good place for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I would say the last thing, of course, I didn't mention there is sleep. And your last 72 hours of sleep, of course, really impacts your energy. Just think about that for a minute. How did you perceive things the last 72 hours? What did you eat and consume or drink? Did you move? And of course, did you get some sleep? Those things are all going to impact your energy. And I don't just think about the last 72 hours, but I'm very cautious of that, especially on big Mondays. But then I also just think throughout the week, it's about protecting my energy. I'm somebody who I get so enraptured in my work and when serving other people, I could go the entire day without eating. I'll just forget. And then I'll end up hangry. So I have to really set literally reminders on my phone to eat. I just have to. But I can't tell you, I'd say 9 out of 10, my phone kind of buzzes this notification to me and literally just says, remember to eat. And I go, oh yeah, all right. Okay. Yeah, I gotta do that because I'm just so mentally engaged in what I'm doing. And so I got to manage my energy throughout the week in that way as well. But of course, another sense of energy is our emotions. So that's number 4 for me. To win the week, I'm very thoughtful about my emotional responses. Did I take something personally and feel offended? Did I get all fired up and angry when I didn't need to? Am I feeling down, sad, angry, hurt, shamed, embarrassed, frustrated, overwhelmed, stressed, negative, hopeless, joyous? What is it? Well, what is my emotional response to the world? And I'm very conscientious about that. And I don't mean I'm perfect at it, but remember, this is a question about me personally. Someone asked how I win the week. I'm very thoughtful about my emotional responses because I know I can spiral. I can get, if I get down on something, I can get really down. If I get frustrated about something, I can get really frustrated. But luckily, after 20 years of personal development, my brain goes, hey, dude, you're about to get really frustrated. Take a beat, take a breath, put this thing in perspective, maybe go out for a walk, just take a beat. And I've conditioned myself to slow down that emotional response, elongate that time between stimulus and response, and not take things personally. And that's a big one. I think a lot of people lose on average. This is my I did a survey one time trying to figure this out. And I found a very clever way to ask this, but the result was I basically was trying to get to how much time do people spend each week on drama? I mean, social drama. I don't mean watching TV dramas. I mean, just you know what? They got upset about something. They said something they shouldn't have. Now they're in a conflict. Now their emotions are all spun up. Now they're worried. Now they're stressed. Now because of that, their worry and their stress is throwing them off of productivity. Or the drama at home is bringing them down so they're not as focused at work. And I was trying to figure out how much of the week do people lose to that bigger picture drama? And I found out it's almost a day and a half. A full day and a half each week, people are losing that. Now you might say Brendan, you don't know my spouse. I lose 4 days, So I got to tease a little bit here and cheer you on. But we only lose that much time often if we get emotionally hooked, if we get emotionally pulled into something, if we take something, personally, if we feel like something is permanent or hopeless, or if we feel like, I'm just down because I have to deal with this. Managing our emotions and generating the feelings of goodwill and enthusiasm and optimism and readiness to work. And I just really believe all of that is so important. And so a lot of the winning the week is just emotional intelligence, frankly. Last big idea, winning the week to me, all about relationships. I want to have a good time this week with my coworkers. I want to have a great time this week with my team. I want to have a great time with this week anytime I get to talk to a GrowthDay coach, a GrowthDay customer. I want to have a great time when I talk with GrowthDay partners. I want to have a great time when I talk with the people in my world. I want to have a great time this week with my wife. I want to have a great time when I call my friends and family. I want to have a great time this week. I want to cultivate deep, meaningful, fun, engaging, dorky relationships. I mean, I love my friendships. I love my team. I love my family. And that doesn't come easy. It's about focusing on developing relationships. At the end of the week, what have you done if you haven't connected with people in some way? So I'm focused on that. Goals, block time, energy, emotional responsive, relationships. These are things that are on my mind, or honestly, at this point, part of my automated routines and habits and mindsets and attitude to win the week. I just want to enjoy this. I want to bring some joy to this week. I feel so blessed that I get to do this for you, blessed to be here, blessed to serve, blessed to make a contribution to the world, because I believe that every day is a great day to grow.